Hello everyone. Today I will talk about the conceptual framework of subjective use of aging, highlighting the complexity of the subjective aging experience. With my presentation, I will summarize findings from our recent systematic review, where we identified the main instruments used to measure subjective use of aging in older people. We all know that aging brings daily challenges and changes across various domains, such as physical, psychological, social, affective, and of course, cognitive one. For instance, some cognitive abilities tend to decline, particularly those related to fluid intelligence, while others, like crystallized abilities, remain stable or even improve. Thus, aging is a process involving both gains and losses. Importantly, aging is not only about objective changes, it's also about how people perceive those changes and whether these changes and perceptions align with their general ideas and expectations about aging and their own aging process. The subjective experience of aging has been recently reconceptualized, integrating various concepts studied over the years. Subjective views of aging include individuals' perceptions, attitudes, beliefs, and expectations related to old age and older adults in general, as well as their own aging process. Concerning the first part of this definition, generalized views of aging refer to old age stereotypes, meaning socially shared belief about the aging process and older adults. For example, a common stereotype is that aging inevitably causes memory decline. A recent addition to the field is the concept of essentialism of aging, whether individuals believe aging is biologically predetermined and unchangeable or modifiable through personal experiences. Within this part of this macro construct, Becca-Levy's research has shown that negative age stereotypes are linked to worse health outcomes. For instance, she found that people holding negative age stereotypes compared to those holding positive age stereotypes reported higher rates of cardiovascular events across the years, and in another study, despite their genetic vulnerabilities, people holding negative age stereotypes also reported higher incidence of dementia compared to those holding positive age beliefs. Another important construct is subjective age, also called felt age, that is how old one feels compared to their chronological age. Studies show that feeling older is associated with worse health outcomes and poorer lifestyle habits, while feeling younger is associated with better health and healthier behaviors. In addition to generalized views of aging, there are also personal views of aging, referring to individuals' representations of their own aging process. For instance, people can hold negative attitude towards own aging, like thinking, for example, that they are less useful now than before, or they could also hold a positive attitude towards own aging, like thinking that they are more happy now than before. A recent concept is awareness of age-related change, which distinguishes between perceived age-related gains from age-related losses. And again, the literature showed that positive personal views of aging, like feeling younger or being aware of age-related gains are associated with better health outcomes compared to those focusing on age-related losses, which is associated with poorer health outcomes. In general, subjective views of aging can be divided into generalized and personal views of aging, encompassing a variety of concepts from stereotypes to beliefs about aging and attitude about aging in general, to other more personal individualized representations of own aging process like felt age, self-perceptions of aging, awareness of age-related gains and losses, or attitudes toward own aging. All these concepts may coexist and interact in complex ways within an individual's experience of aging. This complexity in subjective aging is reflected in the complexity of accurately measuring these concepts. Several recent reviewers have attempted to identify and evaluate which tools best assess subjective use of aging. However, given the evolving conceptualization of these concepts, it remains unclear which instruments effectively measure generalized and personal views of aging with good and strong psychometric properties. Our recent work, currently under review for publication, aim to identify and categorize instruments measuring generalized and personal views of aging for older people and evaluate their psychometric and measurement properties in samples of older people. And another aim was to examine which aspects related to cognitive functioning in subjective use of aging macro construct were assessed. All these criteria were defined based on the well-known PICOS framework for systematic review of measurement properties. We identify all validation studies of instruments measuring views of aging using samples of healthy older adults aged 55 years of age and older. The comprehensive literature search was conducted in March 2023 and updated in February 2025 across three different electronic databases, PsycInfo, Web of Science, and Scopus. This study was conducted in accordance with both PRISMA guidelines and COSMIN methodologies for the evaluation of measurement properties of instruments, and the study was pre-registered in the Prospero database. In total, three raters independently assessed the risk of bias for each psychometric property in each study. As shown in this slide, 9 psychometric properties were evaluated for each scale, considering both the measurement properties and the quality of evidence across studies for each instrument. Concerning the results, our review identified 26 instruments and 77 validation studies involving more than 70,000 older adults. Concerning the first part of our results, 13 self-report instruments focused on individuals' perception, attitudes, and expectation regarding old age and older adults were identified and organized into 3 main categories, each representing a specific aspect of generalized views of aging. Beliefs about aging, old age stereotypes, and attitudes toward aging. Concerning personal views of aging instruments, other 13 instruments were classified into 4 subcategories, there are subjective age, self-perceptions of aging, awareness of age-related change, and attitudes toward on aging. Concerning methodological quality, the instruments assessing generalized views of aging showed variable methodological quality with content and construct validity often rated as inconsistent and generally low to very low grade assessment. Instruments targeting personal views of aging showed similarly heterogeneous results, with a few demonstrating sufficient internal consistency or structural validity, and none assessing responsiveness. Using a qualitative and rigorous approach involving 3 independent reviewers, we also analyzed which items and domains specifically assessed views of cognitive aging among the included instruments. Surprisingly, no instrument directly measured personal perception of cognitive aging. Only few items, mostly related to learning and memory, emerged from the included tools. Based on the results of this review, which highlighted the lack of reliable tools to assess views of cognitive aging, we also developed a new questionnaire called Views of Cognitive Aging, which is currently under validation. Our questionnaire currently includes 15 items divided into 2 main sections. The first section assessed generalized views of cognitive aging, subdivided into 2 main domains. The first concern non-essentialism of cognitive aging, including beliefs that cognitive aging can be influenced and managed, and on the other side, another domain assessed the essentialism of cognitive aging, including beliefs that cognitive decline is inevitable and biological determined. Concerning the more personalized and individualized views of cognitive aging, there are other 2 main domains. The first one concerns the perceived controllability of one's own cognitive aging, including belief in the ability to influence one's own cognitive changes. On the other side, a domain more related to fatalistic, negative, and resigned views of one's own cognitive aging, including beliefs that cognitive decline is inevitable and uncontrollable. In conclusion, within the broader literature of subjective aging experience, our findings can guide the development of strategies to combat negative stereotypes and belief about aging in older people. It is crucial to adopt a multidimensional and multidirectional perspective on how people view their aging, and specifically their cognitive aging, and with other aspects related to age-related changes in different life domains. So it is important to promote more accurate views of aging that could support not only research efforts, but also clinical practice in psychological care for older people. So I would like to thank you for your attention, and of course a special thanks to the research team who contributed to this work. Thank you.